We're back here on a Friday edition of Around 10, and we've got more friends hanging out with us this morning. We've got Shawn Reaves. Everybody knows him from the Bluegrass Theater Guild, producer of our show that we're talking about today. A little drummer boy comes of age in Ratatat Man, and actor in Ratatat Man, Jason Resinger. He plays Oliver Denton. Oliver is the main character of our show.
That's correct. Yeah? He is the main character.
Would that be
the
little drummer boy?
The little drummer boy who
has grown up.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Still a drummer boy, just not so little anymore.
Right.
Come of age. Okay.
Well, break down a little bit of some background of this show for us, if you don't mind, Jason, or Shawn, whichever one.
Sure, I'll let Shawn take background. Yeah.
Sure. So the play originated as a radio drama written by a local legend in the broadcast community, Charles Bagland, and he approached Bluegrass Theater Guild a number of years ago and said, "I've always kind of envisioned this being on the stage. Can we do that?" And at the time, I was like, just the work involved in adapting something like that is just a lot. Mm-hmm. So he took a stab at rewriting it, and then I worked with him and collaborated and added some scenes and tweaked some things. So we've done that. So it's been an evolution and a work in progress over these last 6 or so weeks that we've been rehearsing.
That's really cool, because I think sometimes, and correct me if I'm wrong, sometimes you will get a screenplay, I think, and it's already pretty well.
Yeah, most of what we've done, it's done. It's ready to go.
Yeah. So you all were able to kind of collaborate and morph it a little bit. And
and the radio broadcast has been very well received. It runs a couple times a year on Froggy here locally. It's been in places across the country. It's aired internationally and so on. So the radio drama has been pretty wonderfully received as well over these last 15 years or so.
Well, I mean, how difficult was it then to make it for the stage?
It's complicated. I don't want to bore people with the details, but in radio, you can just say, I can remember back when I was in grade school, and then you hear the sounds of grade school children and all that, and it just kind of happens. On stage, you can't just do that because you have to have scene changes and set changes and all that. So we had to rearrange some of the scenes and all that. But and you can just do sound effects in the radio, but you have to see it. Yeah. So it's a little bit complicated, but it's wonderful. It is.
Yeah. So, Jason, let's talk about your part.
Sure.
You are Oliver Denton in Ratatat Man. How did you sort of come into this part, and have you had a lot of experience sort of on stage before?
I've had no experience on stage.
That's exciting.
I think maybe I was in a play as a supporting character in middle school where I had no speaking lines or something like that. But yeah, this was my first audition. It's my first role that I've ever received. So it's been really cool working with the team and the cast, and they've been very supportive, and I've learned so much from working with them. It's an amazing cast of professionals who know what they're doing, definitely more than I do, but it's a lot of fun. I've really been enjoying the role, and it's a unique role. He is a bit tortured. He's lived for decades with memories of some dark things that happened in his past. But it's also kind of a unique role because I get to play drums on stage too. So I get to act a little bit, and then I also get to drum a little bit.
Did you play drums before?
Yes, okay. I'm a lifelong musician. Okay. So I used to be the lead singer of a band way back when in the Lexington area. So I have a little experience performing, just not really performing as an actor.
In that way, yeah. So that wasn't maybe such a huge leap for you, at least when you decided to audition.
Not really. I mean, my kids all act. We're really involved in the Woodford Theater. It's right down the street from where we live in Versailles. So it's one of those things where I imagined that if I ever decided to take on a role, I probably could handle the things that were necessary in order to make that happen. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a blast. I've actually realized that if I'm having sort of a bad day or a negative day, I go to rehearsal and I'm just immediately just brought back up again.
Yeah.
It's not been arduous or nerve-wracking or anything like that. It's been so much fun.
Wow. And I bet your kids are so excited to see you.
They really are. Yeah. I tried to get one of them to audition for this play for one of the roles, but he said he was burnt out and he wanted to take some time off.
Well,
He's burned out of 10.
Let him come back to it on his own, maybe.
Well, that's one thing about some of the Bluegrass Theater Guild productions. It's a lot of times you have parents and children in the cast.
Yep.
And that's what makes it fun, I think, because, you're doing something together. And then people get to come see you, and I just think that's fun.
Yeah,
totally agree.
Yeah.
So the dates of the production, right? Walk us through that.
Sure. The performances are going to be at the Historic Grand Theater downtown, and it's December 4th through 7th. It's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday shows are at 7:30, and a Sunday matinee at 2 o'clock, which is kind of the tradition we've had for the last dozen years or so with the Grand. And tickets are available at grandtheaterfrankfort.org. And you can certainly follow us on Facebook. There's Facebook event pages and all those kinds of things. Look up Bluegrass Theater Guild on that.
And I think one of the posters or one of the banners we've been showing had a QR code on it as well that folks could grab, and if they wanted to scroll back through, if you're watching us on YouTube, they can scroll back through and find that on that QR code, or like you said, hop on the event page as well and be able to get a ticket. That's really exciting. Anything else we want to share about Ratatat Man or any other productions coming up?
I have a question.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, say someone is interested in supporting the Bluegrass Theater Guild. What do they need to do?
Actually, go to the bluegrasstheaterguild.org. You can find it on Facebook as well, but Bluegrass Theater Guild, and there's a donate button and a sponsor button and that kind of thing, and there's lots of different levels of membership and sponsorship and so on. We'll also be posting something where people can place ads in our program, so that kind of thing. So all of those things.
The best support, though, is if you just come to the show.
Come to the show.
And then afterwards, hand cash to the actors. Like, that's the best way to support Bluegrass Theater.
Yeah, forget roses that you throw on the stage. Just toss some cash up.
Bouquets of cash.
And if I could I just a little bit about just the storyline?
Please.
So basically, the story it's kind of told back and forth in flashbacks. So it's set in the early 2000s, and there's flashback sequences to 1969. And young Oliver Denton is living with his aunt through trying circumstances, and he's going to a parochial school in a little bit south of Chicago, so that kind of a thing.
And so in the show we have adult Oliver
and then we have a younger Oliver.
Okay, cool.
Yes, and he's remarkably talented. He was actually just in our show, The Brothers Grimm Spectaculathon, 3 months ago. He was in that, and that was his first play, and he was remarkable, and he's actually on screen right now.
Wow.
Nice.
So
that's young and old
Oliver. Yes, young and old Oliver together. So he finds solace in drumming, and he becomes the drummer in the children's choir because he's not a singer, he's a drummer, and he plays and performs. And then over time, Oliver has had an up and down kind of a career, and now he's playing in a jazz band in kind of a seedy nightclub, and it's called the Sax. And we'll see the live band on stage, so we'll have live musicians, a live singer, that kind of a thing, and it will fold it into the plot of the show.
Cool.
And this isn't giving away too much because this is hinted at in literally the opening monologue or the opening introduction, is that he believes that his drumming, he's haunted by this memory that something happened when he was playing the drums that might have obscured gunshots that might have masked a murder or something like that.
Okay.
So it's a pretty
that's deep.
It is deep. And whenever we describe that to people, I go, wow, that's really deep for a Christmas show. I like to remind people, it's like It's a Wonderful Life literally starts with a scene of George Bailey on a bridge.
Don't get me started
on a bridge, considering ending his own life. Yeah. And then you have a play like Christmas Carol.
Christmas
and you
Carol.
have Ebenezer Scrooge standing at his own grave, looking in at his unmourned, deceased body. But there are redemptive qualities. There are redemptive qualities.
There are layers to different Christmas stories, right? We can have different ones and ones that exist in all different spectrums.
And there's some fun and humor. There's going to be about, I forget the exact number, there's 10 or 12 children that are in the show, and we have flashback sequences of the choir singing Holly and Ivy and that kind of a thing. Cool. But then, of course, as the adult leaves the room, they start telling corny Christmas jokes and some of those kinds of things. So there's fun to it as well.
How big is the cast this year?
It's I don't know the exact number, 28, I think.
Okay.
So it's a pretty big class.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. And Jason, you were able to bring something interesting to the role too, in that you were a musician yourself, so you didn't really have to. Yeah, you were able to bring that to the.
It's been kind of fun in that sense too, because not only do I actually work with regular rehearsal, but then when we're off from regular rehearsal, I meet with the band, and we actually are working through some of the songs.
Oh, that's cool.
We're adapting some stuff that was in the original radio show that's now going to need to be performed live. Right. There are actually a couple of songs that were not in the radio show that were written for this performance. So being able to work with other musicians, adapt things, work out piano parts, work out drums, possibly a saxophone player. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and it's been a while since I've done music, so it's kind of tickled something back in the back of my mind. That really,
that's fun.
Yeah, it's a nice itch to scratch. So,
Ratatat Man is playing, like we said, December 4th through the 6th at 7:30 at the Grand Theater, and then also a matinee performance on Sunday, December the 7th at 2 p.m. Gentlemen, thank you all so much for being here. Before we let you go, question of the day.
Uh-oh.
Thanksgiving meals. Would you rather cook or clean? Jason, what about you?
So I have 4 teenagers in the house, so I don't clean anything anymore. And I am actually the chef of the house as well, so it's going to have to be cook for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ditto the cook part. I do 100% of the cooking in our house anyway.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
So it would be out the Thanksgiving meal is
Just
all
do
on me.
the whole. Yeah. All right.
And like one of your earlier guests, unfortunately, when I cook, it does make the mess exponentially
fine.
worse. But that's the that's part of the trade-off.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm always happy. My wife does that a little bit as well. Love you, Amanda. But she does that a little bit as well, make a mess. And I'm
Yeah.
always the meals are always so delicious.
Yeah.
I'm always happy to do what I can and help get in there and clean. So
Yeah.
do my part.
Just use a
right?
different
Do my
spoon
part.
for it. Get another spoon. Get another spoon.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Just get another bowl. That's fine. Yeah.
Exactly. That's my style of cooking.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to let Jason and Shawn take off here, but we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with community calendar and River Rat Chat and Pet of the Week and much more right after this.